Hey, Radiant Souls, have you been accused of being too sensitive? That's feedback I know I have heard time and time again throughout my life. And what I want to share with you today is a channeled message and some of my own motivational speaking to let you know that sensitivity is really your superpower. And my team of guides want to share some information that's what it is to be human, and maybe we aren't even fine tuning our sensitivity in the way that we could to allow us to connect into more intuition, more abundance, more joy, more connection. So let me share their channel message with you right now, and I'll be back at the end of the video to wrap it up and talk about it a little bit. Enjoy. Hello, bright and beautiful beings, sensitive beings, beautifully sacred, sensitive beings, for that is the sheer joy of what it is to be human, is to live in your sensitivity. We would ask that when you view the word sensitive, what if you could change it to say, sense, I thrive. When you sense, when you use the faculties that you know as your physical senses, which then also expand into your intuitive senses, many of you may call them your clair senses, then you thrive. You thrive at being a human. You thrive at expanding and experiencing more of the world. There has been some distortion and some disruption around how sensitivity is viewed. And for many, it is viewed as a criticism. You are too sensitive for this world. We say, good. We need the sensitives to experience this world, to pull the external through you as the channel or the conduit, filtering through your senses, and then alchemizing and integrating the frequencies as a result. If you look at the animals on your planet, are they not sensitive? They are using their senses in very distinct ways. They are sniffing the air to understand the environment. They are listening and twitching an ear to hear things differently. They are seeing things through the dark. They are sensitive beings. We would ask and hopefully inspire many of you to tune into your senses in the same way. For in doing so, you expand your ability to connect into intuition, to get those messages from the environment and from your higher self, from your guides, from the beings who support you in clearer ways. Many times you are taught that ascension or expansion or intuition is outside of you. It is something that you quest for from high up, high frequency. And surely the physicality of your human body prevents that. We say it is not so. The physicality of your human body anchors that. It gives you a stronger foundation through which you can reach higher, through which you can experience more frequency, and from where you can expand to even greater capacity. The next time you enter a familiar space, we would ask you to very intentionally experience it through your physical senses. What do you see around you? Name it. Don't just say, yep, there's the room that I've been in many times. And don't say, I see an open window, and toss that observation through your logical mind to say that must mean X, Y, and Z. Just observe, just experience through the senses. What are 5 things that you see in the room? A painting, a window, the carpet, the ceiling fan, a desk. Perfect. Practice observing what you see with no outcome, with no expectation, with no need to process it through your logical mind, through your analysis, because that is where many of you are losing your connection with your intuition. You are so quickly, and you're taught in your world to do this, you're so quickly taking what your senses perceive and drawing a conclusion. You are processing it like a supercomputer, and in some ways that is helpful in your experience as a human. But when you are looking to ascend, when you are looking to be more then your third dimensional self, that logic step does not need to come into play, but you need to practice. So the 5 things that you witness, observe when you step into a room, and then go sense by sense and list out 5 more. What are 5 things that you smell in the space? Is it an air freshener? Is it someone's perfume? Does it smell like fresh air because the window is open? Name those 5 things. And again, do not draw conclusions from them. Do not analyze them. What are 5 things that you can taste? Are they part of the physical experience? If you've walked into a room, sometimes the aroma will also come through almost as a taste. Perhaps it is the mouthwash you've used, the food you have just eaten, whatever it is. Allow yourself to imbue that into the way you are experiencing the space again. What are 5 things that you have and can feel in that space? Do you feel a temperature shift? Do you feel the touch of your clothing on your skin? Do you feel the touch of your hair on your head? What are those 5 things? And work through it in that way every time you enter a space. It does not need to take very long. Once you have practiced it, you can do it very rapidly. But practice sensing separate from the logic, separate from the meaning of something. And the more you do that, the more your senses will open up as receptors to all information, including intuitive information. But you have clenched them so tightly, some of you, that they no longer want to sense and operate. And so they are just getting by. And there are these shortcuts and pathways in your internal mechanism that you've mapped out. Open window means danger. The smell of smoke means fire. Like you have that mapping for yourself. So you're drawing conclusions before you're even experiencing the thing. And we say sit in the experience of it more and allow that to deepen, expand, develop. And you will receive more of intuition. You will receive more messages from guides, from beings, from your animals, from animals around you, from the world around you, from your higher self, from all life. But you must practice being sensitive, sense, and thrive. Be blessed, dearest friends. So I know that for me, sensitive was always, or often, I won't say always, but it's often this like, keep that at arm's length. Oh, you're too sensitive, or I will feel too sensitive about a certain thing. We've almost lost the definition of the senses being the physical senses that we use. So I really loved this channeling that came through today, and I hope you did as well. It's something I'm going to practice very often. And I like the distinction of doing it in places that are very familiar to us and then places that are new. And I look to pets and animals as a guide for this, because if you've ever watched, like if I watch my puppy step into a new space, we traveled this past weekend, we went somewhere we've never been before. Her experience of the space when we walked in versus mine was very different, because she's twitching with her ears to hear different things. She's smelling who was here before. Were there animals here? Are there animals out in the woods right now? And I, as the human, am looking at things differently. Where do I plug in my phone? Where do I put down our luggage? Is there a dishwasher? How do I turn on this light? Like I'm already doing the things instead of being present in the moment. And so I like that call to action, or that call to embodiment, I guess, more. So it's definitely something I'm going to be practicing, and I hope you do as well. Let me know what you thought about this message. Is this something you already practice for yourself? Let me know. Leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today, and I will see you again soon. Take care.